The documentary begins in late 1948, when apartheid was officially introduced in South Africa through a succession of laws that institutionalized racial discrimination and segregation. As the film rolls, the audience is taken on a journey back through time, experiencing the harsh realities that South Africans lived under this brutal regime. Interviews with historians and vivid archival footage illustrate how the National Party, led predominantly by the Afrikaner community, crafted policies that ensured the supremacy of the white minority over the black majority. Each frame paints a bleak picture of life for non-whites: forced removals, separate amenities, restrictions on movement, and lack of voting rights. The narrative then transitions to focus on the resistance movements that ferociously fought against these oppressive rules. We are introduced to pivotal figures such as Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and Steve Biko. The film explores Mandela's early efforts with the African National Congress, ANC, and the formation of the Defiance Campaign, an organized movement to defy and protest unjust apartheid laws. Archival footage of Mandela and his companions organizing mass protests leap onto the screen, filling viewers with a sense of their courage and determination. The story intensifies as it covers Mandela's arrest and the infamous Rivonia trial, leading to his life sentence imprisonment on Robben Island. The documentary makes use of recreated scenes and simulations along with actual footage from the time, offering an immersive experience that conveys the global rallying point around the Free Mandela movement. Interviews with Mandela's peers and family members shed light on the emotional toll of his imprisonment, but also highlight the growing international pressure that called for an end to apartheid. An integral part of the documentary delves into the Soweto Uprising of 1976, showcasing the students' courageous protests against the education policies that enforced Afrikaans in black schools. It's an emotionally charged section filled with earnest interviews from survivors and families of the victims whose lives were cut short by the brutal police response. In the ensuing narrative, the focus shifts towards the 1980s, a period marked by escalating tensions and relentless resistance. The audience is provided with insights into the multifaceted strategies employed by anti-apartheid activists, from economic sanctions to the worldwide boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, painting a vivid picture of global efforts that converged to dismantle apartheid. The climax of the documentary pinpoints February 2, 1990, a date forever etched in the history of South Africa, when then-President F.W. de Klerk announced the unbanning of the ANC and other political organizations, paving the way for Nelson Mandela's release a week later. The film artfully captures Mandela's walk to freedom, as viewers witness the turning tides through interviews with delegates who participated in the negotiations for a new democratic South Africa. The denouement reflects on the 1994 general elections, the first in which all South Africans, regardless of race, were allowed to vote. The lines at polling stations are immortalized in the archive footage as a poignant symbol of freedom finally achieved. The documentary concludes with Mandela's inauguration as president, a triumph not just for South Africa, but for humanity as a whole. Closing shots highlight South Africa's journey from oppression to reconciliation, encouraging audiences to reflect on the enduring power of resilience and hope in the face of adversity. The documentary serves as both a remembrance and a celebration of one of the most significant social revolutions of the 20th century, emphasizing the universal longing for justice and equality.